Call or click letu.edu/TV to change your life. You won't regret it. Contact us today.
What if you could improve your health and make over your body in just 8 weeks, just in time for summer?
I did LA for my health, but I got the body too. I can't wait for summer. Bye-bye, fat pants. I knew you was only 8 weeks away.
This summer, I can't wait to go to the pool. You should see this bathing suit I've picked out.
In 8 weeks, you can have this body.
I love what LA Weight Loss has done for me.
Lose weight for only $5 a week plus the cost of setup and LA Lights. Call 1-800-526-SLIM.
Little Steely Dan and AFI, often the most interesting, engaging aspects of a large film festival such as AFI Dallas is to seek and discover those movies that rest under the radar of big-budget Hollywood films, and that's where you'll find great documentaries like America the Beautiful. It's an enlightened look at our country's unhealthy obsession with beauty, as we're all bombarded with false images and commercials and films and television that dictate to the audience what is attractive. So from Chicago and Detroit to Dallas, say hello to director Darryl Roberts and also Kurt Engfehr, who's the producer of the film America the Beautiful. Nice to see you, Darryl.
How are
Good to see you, Kurt. Welcome to Dallas and the AFI Film Festival, and have fun tonight with that screening. My first reaction upon seeing this film is yes. Yes, it makes total sense, because we get false images all the time, and it's kind of, it's not just misleading, it's basically out-front lies most of the time to what we think is attractive and beautiful. Would you say so?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say there are a group of people, namely companies, that have a vested interest in getting us to buy into this monolithic standard of beauty so that they can make millions of dollars. But from doing this film, what I found out, the people that are hurt most are teenagers, you know, young girls, because they grew up with a low self-esteem, and it's like, wow, you know, how do we benefit in a society where our girls don't feel healthy?
Well, we look at the film, like here, we're taking a look at images, and we're taking a look at I think it's a class. We're putting photos on the wall. What are we saying to young girls, Kurt? What are we saying through advertising and through in commercials and through photo layouts?
We're saying that basically you can be a commodity, and that what companies want is they want to kind of bring women down in order to sell them products to bring them up.
Now, this is an interesting comment because both the guys I'm talking to are men right now.
Right.
Why'd you go after this subject?
Basically what happened, one day I was reading the paper, and I was reading about this guy who had murdered this model, and it said that she was so beautiful that if he couldn't have her, nobody could. And I remember thinking, why would somebody go to jail over beauty? But it made me stop to think, well, I've probably done something stupid as it pertains to beauty in my life. I remember one time I was dating a woman so beautiful that she'd make your neck snap on the X and Y rotation. And to impress her, her favorite colors was red and black. I bought to take out on the first date, I bought a red Jaguar and a black Jaguar, took her to the cars and said, pick one.
No.
And I remember the next morning saying, that was stupid because I couldn't pay my bills.
Right. Darryl, you're okay now? Okay, there's a scene in this movie, and I want to talk about this. There's a scene in a movie where you interview these guys, and it's kind of like out of Borat, where they talk to the guys in the Winnebago. I mean, what they say about women and how they feel about women is very revealing when you put a camera in front of them and ask them. This is a scene, and it's kind of disturbing from America the Beautiful.
Do I see women as objects? Yes, I do. I mean, the women see men as objects. I don't see anything wrong with that. Yes, women are objects. Women are... It just depends on what degree and what particular thing you're looking to objectify, really.
Now, do you respect them as individuals? Do you respect women's minds?
Oh, man, that's a tough one, because generally speaking, most women don't know as much as just an average guy.
Wow. I'm kind of surprised by that. You know, when we hear those comments by that guy, what do you think when you hear that? It disturbs me.
Now, what I want to show with this film, and what I think those guys shows, is because we generally think that women are the only victims when it comes to buying into the standard of beauty, but men are victims also. When you look at a guy like that and the way he's talking, true love, there's a lot of things that he won't have in his life because he's bought into that superficial standard of beauty.
Well, I mean, if he really believes that, you know,
he does.
And that would take a longer discussion for me, but he does?
He does.
And does he reflect a lot of young men in our culture?
I hate to say it, but absolutely. He was just bold enough to say it on camera, but a lot of younger men have been coming up through the society not to respect and value women, unfortunately.
In the film, Kurt, you guys follow around a model, and a very young model, as she rises up into the business. What do we find by following her?
Well, we find that when someone becomes part of the system, that sometimes the system uses them,
right,
and it's not the other way around. And what's really interesting is Darryl interviews a psychologist who takes a look at what's going to happen to this woman in a few years.
Right.
She's going to say, you know, when everything about you centers on your beauty, at some point that beauty is going to go away,
right,
and what do you have left?
What are you going to do?
Right. And
which is probably an issue facing every model that's out there. At some point, you know, you're not the right age or the right height or whatever.
But that affects everyone, because everyone is looking at that standard and they're measuring themselves against that standard.
Sure.
So they fall short. And then how does that make them feel?
Right.
And as Darryl was saying, that it's not just women, but it's the guys also, because the guys are buying into it, but in two different ways.
Yeah.
They're looking for like the perfect woman, and they're also then looking at themselves like, do I measure up in order to get the perfect woman?
Well, and we're talking so many things on the superficial level, because it's about character and it's about depth and it's about intelligence and all kinds of things, not just beauty. But we are so infatuated with being hot in our culture that we're missing what's really going on inside. But it's have fun tonight. This is why I think film festivals like AFI work. So thank you, Kurt. Thank you, Darryl, very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of nice being down here this time of year, too, isn't it? Kind of fun. America the Beautiful. Written and directed by Darryl Roberts. Produced by Kurt Engfehr. Screens tonight at 7:15 at the Magnolia Theater in Dallas. And yes, they will be in attendance, right, guys?
Yeah, Q&A.
In attendance to answer your questions and do Q&A. For tickets or information on any of the more than 190 films at the AFI Dallas, just log on to our website at WFA.com or their website, AFIDallas.com. Brenda, Amy?
All right, guys, thanks. Well, have you checked out your credit report lately? We get advice on how to check it for mistakes and how to